Hey guys, so it is Sunday evening today and tomorrow is my first afternoon exam and my first essay paper. It's my third exam for CDB, Cell and Developmental Biology. It's 3 hours and as I said it's in the afternoon at 1:30. I don't know whether I prefer morning or afternoon exams. I think on the whole I prefer morning exams, and tomorrow I would have definitely preferred a morning exam because on Tuesday I have an exam at 9 in the morning, so I have an afternoon exam tomorrow and then I don't have that long until my next exam, if you see what I mean. So I would have preferred to have had this one in the morning and then had a bit more time between them, but you can't make your own exam timetable, so you've got to put up with it. I am just doing a little bit of last minute revision now. I've got the morning as well to do some revision, which is, I suppose it's quite good to get a bit more done. Cram a little bit more, see how much I can squeeze into my brain. Not that it can really take much more, but we're trying. The weather forecast though for tomorrow looks absolutely horrendous. It's so humid right now. I'm literally boiling, my windows are wide open and I'm still so hot. It's just so close and so claustrophobic feeling. It's not that nice. And I think tomorrow it is supposed to, oh actually it's changed slightly. Okay, so it is, you probably can't see it, so it's supposed to rain tomorrow, and it also says that it's supposed to thunder and lightning. It's got the nice lightning strike symbol. It's predicted on iPhone weather that it's going to start at 2 o'clock, and so hopefully we'll be in our exam by then. Please can it stay like that, because I do not want to get drenched and sit in an exam soaking wet. No thank you. That is what happened last year. Our first exam we got drenched. We got stuck in hailstones on our cycle. My other exams have been previously within walking distance, so tomorrow we have to cycle. So Izzy and I are going to go together, and I was like, Izzy, what if it's raining? And she was like, we get wet. I love how chilled she is. Oh, and also, as I said in my last video, I was really worried. My biggest worry is about needing the toilet in the middle of an exam. So yeah, we're gonna have to see how that goes tomorrow. Is my forehead like shiny and my nose? Am I sweating? What is this weather? Oh my gosh. It hasn't rained, it hasn't thunderstormed, it is boiling hot, so humid. Oh my gosh. Cycled to and from the sports centre. I'm sweating. It's so hot. Oh my gosh. I didn't need the toilet, which was okay. I need the toilet now, mind you. But I want to unpack my stuff. Open the window, Holly. Shush. Oh my god. Water. Yes, water. What is this weather? I'm so hot right now. It keeps saying it's going to storm and then it doesn't. Okay, how was the exam? Here's the paper. Not gonna look at that. I mean, it was okay-ish. It's one of those papers where you get so much choice of questions, which is, in some ways it's so nice that you get so much choice, but in other ways it's not, because I kept choosing a question and then changing because I was like, no, I want to do another one. I can write something better for another question. I just don't know whether I picked the right ones to do. That is why I feel that too many questions can like handicap you in such a short amount of time. I just can't make a decision that quickly, you know? You know, when you just like want to check something that you wrote like about the right thing, that is literally what I want to do now. For one thing, I'm sure it's right. But you know, when you're in the exam and you're just like, am I writing about the right thing? You know, when you just like suddenly question everything in the exam. Like I started and I suddenly had a mind blank. This is what happens every time I feel with my first essay exams, because I need to like get into actually writing an essay, and it takes me like a minute to actually work out what I'm doing, you know? So we have a little hiccup. What am I looking for here? Prokaryote. I need to just check we're okay. Right, let me just see. R1. Yes, I did it right. Phew, I wrote about the right thing. So it was 4 essays in 3 hours. My hand is dead and I feel like my timings were a bit off as well. So I started the first question, did that in 45 minutes, that was fine, moved on, did the next one, and then I got to the third question where I didn't have as much to write, I feel. And so I must have stopped early because I kept looking at the clock and I couldn't work out like how much time I had left. So I just moved on to the last question. I feel I gave myself a lot more time for that last question, so I ended up writing more for that instead of another one. But hopefully it's okay. Like, I can't stress about it. Once you've done an exam, you've done it. You can't change anything. You just gotta move on. As much as I can sit here and think about all the questions that I would have wanted to answer, like there were a few that I was like, yes, I could answer that, yes, I wanted to answer that, but I chose to do other ones. I could sit here and think about that all day, but it's not going to help anything, it's not going to change anything. I just need to move on. Okay, one CDB paper is down. My hand aches so badly because just continuously writing for 3 hours straight is tiring and your brain is knackering. Oh my gosh, and I have an exam tomorrow at 9 a.m. Okay, we are a third of the way through though. 6 more to go. Yeah, I don't know what to do now. I feel like I should just like go on a run or something to clear my brain, even though I don't have that much time. I just don't feel I can go straight into revising right now, especially after a 3-hour exam. Oh, what do I do? What do I do? I think I'm gonna call mum and ask for advice from mum. My phone has frozen. Oh, probably because I never turn my phone off. And so turning it back on was a bit strange. Okay. Come on. Come on, you stupid phone. No, it's just jumped onto Twitter. What is happening? What is happening? Like, it's not loading. What is this? Ah, finally. Hello? Is that mum? No, I think I might need the toilet more so in like a morning exam. Yeah, I don't know, but yeah. Okay. So I'm going to the gym. I made a decision with mum and Emily. They make everything better because I can talk to them and just tell them like what I'm thinking about. They're like, just stop thinking about a holiday. They tell me what to do. Give me so much reassurance. I feel like I just don't even have enough brain power to decide what I need to do for myself. So some gym. Okay, so I've done about 2 hours after I came back from the gym. I've had a pretty bad headache. I think it's just a combination of the heat, the humidity, the fact that I did a 3-hour exam and my brain kind of hurts, and also the fact that I didn't drink enough obviously throughout the exam. I didn't drink anything during the exam because yes, I was worried about needing the toilet, not gonna lie, but I was also just like writing literally non-stop and my water bottle was on the floor and I was like, I'm not gonna drink. I wasn't really that thirsty anyway, but obviously I didn't really realise at the time, so I've just been trying to drink a lot now, I suppose, because I think that the headache is partly dehydration related and just exhaustion from thinking so much in the exam. My hand still hurts. Mum was like, don't write anything when you're revising, but I cannot not write anything. Even if I'm just sitting here reading something, I will have a pen in my hand, so my muscles are engaged in my hand, and I always have paper around me as well, so I will automatically just jot things down because that's how I revise. Nothing goes in if I just read passively. So yeah, I'm feeling okay. Well, could be better, but we just got to get this one out of the way tomorrow, and then I've got a couple of days until my next one. Then we'll be 4 down, 4 to go. No. Oh, I can't think. And we have another exam done and dusted. 4 down, 5 more to go. So I have just got back, cycled back to college from where we did our exam today, which was in quite an unusual building. I've never been to this place before. It was very fancy and snazzy, but it was our pathology, biology of disease essay paper, so we had to write 4 essays in 3 hours like my exam yesterday. Compared to like yesterday, it's hard to compare between different subjects, but I feel a bit better about this exam than the one yesterday. My hand really aches again. But big good news, well, I'm very proud of myself, and you're probably sitting there like, You're so weird, Holly. I didn't have to go to the toilet, and this was my biggest worry, but I did try and not drink as much water in the morning, which was so difficult to know, because you know I normally glug a lot of water when I first wake up. I had to stop myself from doing that. And as you guys know, this is, well, you don't know, but you know now, this is my exam hairstyle. I will always have my hair in a bun when I do exams, because when my hair is in a ponytail, it just like itches my back and my neck and it annoys me. So I always have to put it in a bun, which is something I will do. So I will always look like this after an exam. Sometimes it's a lot frizzier, but the wind wasn't that strong today. There we go. I'll take my hair down now because I do it quite tightly and it tends to like hurt my head after a while. So I'm gonna take it out now. What did I want to say? Oh yeah, I wanted to talk mainly leading on from what I was talking about yesterday, and because I just didn't have time yesterday between exams to actually properly talk to you guys about this, I wanted to kind of address the problem of what happens if my exam goes really badly. And I'm not saying that I feel that strongly about these exams. I mean, yesterday's wasn't that great. I feel it could have gone better. The questions were a bit dodgy, not gonna lie. Today's exam was better, as I said. But if your exam goes horrendously wrong, what do you do? Because that has happened to me in the past, and it might still happen this exam season. I don't know. There might be a question paper that goes really wrong. I don't know. Some advice for you guys. What happens if it goes really wrong? And this has happened to me, as I've said, and it's happened in like 2 main instances that I remember quite well, and I approached them, or I dealt with them in 2 very different ways, one of which I dealt with in the wrong way, and the other I kind of did the right thing. So starting with the way that you should not respond, definitely, is with getting very worked up, getting very stressed, thinking back about the exam, trying to think about what went wrong. That is just the wrong thing to do. As I started off doing yesterday, I was like, oh, I should have done this question, I should have maybe answered that one instead. You've just really got to block out those thoughts and just move on, because the exam is done. You cannot change anything. You've just got to accept the fact that what happened in that exam happened. You can't change anything. You've done your best. It's probably not gone as badly as you think it has done. So you just got to move on and think about the next one, because when you're in exam season, often you'll have exams very close together. Like yesterday I had an afternoon exam and then straight away a morning exam. I did not have time to spend dwelling on that exam and thinking about how I could have maybe done it a bit better. Forget the past. You cannot live in the past, especially in exam season. You cannot let it affect your mentality, and you cannot let it make you get very stressed, because yes, your exams might go slightly wrong. They might not go all in your favor, and that is going to happen. Not every exam is going to be splendid. It's not going to be a smooth ride, but you cannot let it affect the following exams, because you don't want it to have a knock-on effect. You just want to isolate that and just move on. This didn't happen to me for a school exam, but it's the same principle. When I did my advanced 1 RID ballet exam, that exam was so hard, and I remember coming out, I was crying afterwards because I really felt it just gone so wrong. Like, I wasn't on my balance and it just wasn't the best exam, and I cried and cried a lot, and I dealt with that so poorly, because for the next, say, week I was in such a bad mood because I thought the exam went really badly. And that's just not worth it. Like, it ruins your life, and it ruins like other people, because I wasn't talking to mum on the way home. I just was silent and was just so annoyed that things had gone wrong. I was so annoyed at myself, and yeah, I was just really kind of moody, and maybe part of that was because I was a bit of a moody teenager, I don't know. And as I said, often your brain skews your thoughts and you think that it's gone a lot worse than it has done, so just don't get too worked up about it. And then the next time that something went wrong was for my A-level exams, when I did maths C3 and C4. Those papers were so horrible. They were like the worst exams I'd sat in school anyway, because the questions were so hard. And I remember I had panics in the exam because I was crossing everything out and redoing it, and I remember I finished the exam having crossed out the right answer, I think. So I was so paranoid that they weren't going to mark that because I'd crossed it out, and oh my gosh, I came out so like frantic and panicked, and everyone came out of that exam and was just crying. I saved my tears for the car when I got back to see mum. But even though I was in a lot of tears after that exam and it was really, really horrible, I just had to move on really quickly because I had exams the next day. So yes, I cried. Like, it's okay to cry. If you want to cry, that's fine, just let it out, but don't then dwell on it and don't let it affect everything else, because you'll only do worse in your other exams. I dealt with that situation in the right way. I was just like, okay, what's done is done. I didn't think I'd done as well as I had done, but I was like, okay, I've just got to accept what's happened. Everyone's in the same boat. We've all thought that it wasn't that great, so I mean, it's not as if you're the only one. And even if you are the only one and you think you've done really badly, like, don't worry, I'm sure you haven't done, and you've just got to trust that what you did in that exam was good enough, and it's gonna get you the grades that you need, the places that you want to be, you know? Cry if you want to, but move on and don't like think about it. Essentially, it's done. Just be happy that you've got another exam done and that you've got fewer left to go, you know? That's my advice for this video, because it's quite important in exam season when things might not go your way every time. So yeah, anyway, comment down below if you've started exams, if you've finished your exams, how have they been? Have you been in this situation before? I am almost wetting myself, not like because I need the toilet. I'm like, I find it so hilarious. I was just on FaceTime to mum and dad walks into the room and he goes, "Good luck, Holly." And I'm like, "Dad, I've done my exam." Oh my gosh. My dad is so oblivious and unaware to the fact that I'm doing exams. 9 till 12, it's over now. Like, you're a bit late. Does anybody else's parents do that? My mum is on it. She knows exactly when I've got exams and where they are and stuff. My dad, like, no, has no clue. Never has had a clue. I've just had a shower, I've washed my hair, I feel like so refreshed. It's so hot again. I'm in my PJs now, as you can tell, and oh, I'm trying to take off this towel. Come on, here we go. See what we look like. Hello, yes, the hair has been washed. It's gonna go frizzy, right. I feel like my hair was better in the towel. So I am going to end this little episode of my exam season vlogs here. I don't know what episode this is because as I said, I kind of like semi-created this random series. But yeah, I hope you enjoyed this video and I hope your exams are okay if you are doing them. If you're not doing exams, count yourself very lucky. And yes, I'll speak to you in my next rendition of Holly and her exams. Like this video if you enjoyed it, guys. Hit the thumbs up. Subscribe if you're new. As always, ew, there's a hair. And I will speak to you in my next one.